Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here. We have a brand new guest with us today. Joy Baker is here with us today, and we're going to be talking about ascending into money and freedom. So we're going to be taking live caller questions. We're going to be doing a group process that's designed to assist you in clearing your energy field, balance your chakras, and activate joy, happiness, ease, abundance, and more. And we're going to be talking about how unresolved emotions, beliefs, and traumas that began in childhood keep us stuck and prevent us from living an inspired and fulfilled life. We're going to learn why it's crucial that you clear old energies and blocked emotions. Emotions means really basically energy in motion in order to experience optimum health and well-being. So all that and more we're going to do today. And so for those of you who don't know Joy, because it's the first time Joy is on our show, Joy excels at supporting individuals with becoming unstuck and freeing themselves so that they can live a more fulfilled and creative life. And so I'm going to ask Joy to share a little bit more about herself because it's her first time here. So please join me in welcoming Joy to the show. Joy, welcome.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm so excited that you're here, Joy. And because it is the first time that you're here with us, can you just share a little bit about your journey and to how you became a healer, and especially about your phenomenal work that you do as a healer? Because I just experienced it yesterday, and it's like, oh my goodness, I was a little bit blown away. It's like, wow, this is amazing. So can you please share a little bit about how you became the healer that you are and what it is exactly that you do?
Okay, sure. I feel so. I was just thinking before the show, it's like everything I've gone through in my life has prepared me for what we're going through now, because there's a whole lot of fear worldwide. And, you know, I've got a very, like many of us on the path, I've got a very intimate knowledge of that fear, having gone through, you know, sexually abused growing up for 10 years and epilepsy, speech impediment, you know, being bullied. So it just became really, really extremely shy. And these days it would be called social phobia. And just going through that, after I worked with horses for a while, about 25 years, I started on the path. And that was, you know, when I started to remember the sexual abuse through the repressed memories and that. And I went down that that path of pain. And, you know, it's kind of like turning your pain into passion. And I knew once I started on the path, I wanted to do something along the lines of this, like supporting others. I was thinking more of a coaching, you know, perspective. Mm-hmm. But then as I evolved, it turned more into healing. And eventually I just went, it's time. And I, you know, started doing the healing, working one-on-one with people. And I am so grateful, Larry, that I stepped into my courage. And because I know there are people listening who are saying, when is it going to be time? Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just accessing that courage and saying, you know what, it's time. And I am so amazingly grateful that, you know, I decided 4 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever it was, like it's time. And I built this up, and it takes a lot of courage. The fear is going to be there. And I went through, in my, you know, journey, I went through 2 bankruptcies because I felt so, well, worthless and had a vow to stay invisible. I mean, that was my whole goal in life. I had no intention of being seen and heard whatsoever. My goal was to be invisible. But in order to follow my passion, I had to step up. So with what's going on now, it's actually really interesting because, you know, there's so many different ways to look at it. And there's so much fear in the world. And what I am finding, it's triggering people on a level. See, when we grow up and we are, you know, in any kind of trauma or abuse or any kind of fear, that gets stored in our nervous system. And this is actually an amazing opportunity because everybody's being triggered now. We all are. And even if we think we aren't, you know, the energy is so full of fear and anxiety and anger and irritation and such now. Anybody who's at all, you know, sensitive is picking that up on some level. And, you know, I'm hearing from clients all the time, like I got, you know, why am I getting so irritated? Or why is this triggering me? Or I just feel like I can't move past the fear. This is an opportunity to go right into that fear and choose love instead. and over and over and over again. And I'm finding I'm having to do that because it's, you know, something triggers me, or if I'm around somebody or hear from somebody or receive an email and they're full of fear, then I've got to, again, choose love over and over and over again. And this is an amazing opportunity we're being presented with right now to consciously raise your vibration. But it's not just once. I think that's where, you know, people think maybe I can see you agreeing with me. You know, it's not just once that you choose love or you choose a higher vibration. Like I've got something going all the time, 24/7, even if it's on silent, you know, really high vibration music, or whether my own stuff or somebody else's, you know, audio recordings or video that's really high vibration. Even if that's played on silent, even in the background, it's raising the vibration of the environment. And I think that's so important, especially now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's not just a one-time thing, right? This is a constant thing. You have to constantly be working on raising your vibration, maintaining your vibration, and keeping it up. You know, and that, you know, I know people are going to complain and say, but I'm tired of doing all this work. You know, when is it good? It's not work anymore. It's maintenance now for most of us. It's become maintenance, and it's more about self-care, not work. It's self-care, right?
That's a great way to put it. It's self-care. And yeah, it's constant. And I think people think, you know, you do it once or you get to a point, you start to feel really happy and that's it. And, but every time, and if we do get to that place, because emotions, energy and motion, just like nature is a cycle, everything's got a cycle. When we do get to that place, what it does, it creates space within us for the deeper emotions, the dense emotions that have been stuck to come up. So we cycle through that. So again, you choose to be in a higher vibration. And with what's going on right now, there are many, many opportunities. You're going to be presented with many opportunities to choose fear, choose love instead.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's such an opportunity now for you to really, in other words, what frequency do you choose to exist in, fear or love?
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, if you're seeing fear constantly, then it's like, all right, like, what is this? What am I choosing? There's a reason why it's in your field. There's a reason why you're being triggered. You know, it's because you're not, you know, but it's an opportunity, like you were saying, to raise your vibration. I know for myself, like this whole coronavirus thing, it's not triggering me at all. You know, it was triggering me at the beginning when, because my son was traveling and he was in Japan. I just wanted him home, back to Canada. I just wanted him home. Then it's like, it's all good. And then it was my stepson has been in the hospital for a month. He finally got home yesterday. So for those of you who have been praying for him, oh my God, thank you. It was like, but he's finally home. We can't see him yet because we have to wait until his immune system is just a little bit, you know, higher, so that we can go see him. But he's home finally. So, you know, but for me, that wasn't the coronavirus. That was, you know, two separate instances, you know, and even then I was choosing love. I was choosing, you know what, it's going to be okay. You know, what can I do to raise the vibration here? What can I do to stay in the uplifted state? There were times when I got down and cried. I admit it. I am human. I do feel, right? But on the whole, it was choosing, you know? And so whenever anybody would talk about it, it's like, you know what, I get it, but I'm not affected by it. I'm fine. And so, you know, it's about, what are you choosing? What's important for you? So for me, my family is the most important, right? My husband, my puppy, my kids, you know, my family. And then after that, my community, you know, and my clients, you know, and then after that, everybody else, right? So it's like, what are you putting your focus on? And that might sound selfish, but I can't take care of everybody, right? I can't take care of everybody. And I can't have my focus on everybody at once. And did you notice I didn't include myself? Right? And so how many of us are focusing outwards, you know, to everybody else and not inwards to ourselves? Anyways, I just, you know, this is a great conversation, but I don't want it to be based on the fear that's going on right now. Because I think most of us are at a higher vibration and have expanded our consciousness enough to know that yeah, this is going on, but we're focusing on ourselves. We're focusing on our families. We're focusing on taking care of ourselves and our families and our communities, and it'll be okay. This too shall pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and with all that being said, it is important. The more that you can raise your vibration, the more that you can maintain your vibration, you're not going to get caught up in the drama.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's, you look at the path, like really what this is all about, the personal growth path is raising your vibration. And we're being given a great opportunity right now. And that's why it is so important, as you know, Larry, to do the inner work.
Yeah.
And continue to do that and continue to evolve and focus on the beauty in the world. There's so much beauty in the world. And where is your focus? What are you focused on? It's like, just like, the title of the show is Sending into Money and Freedom. What are you focused on? Are you focused on what you don't have? Are you focused on what is abundant in your life? Even if it's not money, the abundance in your life, focus on that and continue to take your attention there. And if it's freedom you're looking for, then are you ready to experience life? Are you ready to seize life? If you have been thinking of starting a business, if you've been thinking of taking, painting lessons or becoming an artist or creating something, is now the time. Like, focus on that. I find people have got to, when somebody says they're stuck and they just don't know where, how to move forward, it's because their focus is on where they're stuck and what's wrong. And for anybody who says, I really don't know what I want, like I don't know how I want to move forward or even like what I want, so I just keep working on what's wrong with me. And of course, the mind's a Q&A. You ask a question, it's going to give you an answer.
Yep.
So emotionally, what are you looking to feel? So are you looking to feel, because our emotions, energy and motion, they're a bridge to our desires. You might not know the material reality you're looking to create, but you can choose what you would like to feel. So do you choose to experience love, happiness, gratitude, fun, appreciation, inspiration, creativity, expression, abundance, healthy connections, support, and such? So what do you choose to feel? What do you choose to emote? Because your emotions have a vibration and a frequency. We send them out, and all our events, our experiences, everything we get in our life, the people that come in our life, it's all in our life because on some reason it's aligned with us, on some level. It's in vibrational alignment. So for anybody who's listening and they're not sure why, I don't know what I want or how I choose to move forward, ask yourself, how do I choose to feel? Even in the midst of all this uncertainty and what's going on, what and how do you choose to feel? Because that's one thing we can all choose, even if we're not sure about what's going on, is you can say, I choose to feel happy. I choose that. So, well, then look for things that make you feel happy. Even if you're at home right now, find something that makes you laugh. And even if you have to go on YouTube or something, focus on, and if you're not, you can also go back in your memory all the times that you've been happy, that you felt loved, that you felt wanted, that you did an act of kindness for somebody and you felt so good and amazing, and what that made you feel like. And realize that when you do an act of kindness or a random act of kindness, the giver gets just as much. Yeah, actually, I think more. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to share really quickly that, Joy is going to be taking live caller questions. So if you would like to ask Joy a question, you can raise your hand, can they also write in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah. Or you can write in the chat. So we already have some hands raised, and some questions are coming in the chat as well. So we are going to take some a little bit later, but I just want to talk a little bit more about, ascending into freedom, ascending into money, abundance, etc. But it's also about, these unresolved emotions and beliefs and traumas that we've had for a long time that have been keeping us stuck. And I know that, I've been doing some inner work for myself lately, and all sorts of stuff is coming up. So it's like, oh crap, and people have mentioned in the chat about sexual abuse. Yep, not feeling loved. Yeah, like all sorts of wonderful things. I'm saying wonderful sarcastically, but all sorts of wonderful things, wonderful experiences, and some I don't remember, right? So there are some things in my childhood that I don't remember at all, but I've been told by healers, oh, something happened to you when you were 2, something happened to you when you were 4. It's like, I don't remember, you know? So it's like, okay, cool. But all of that stuff, all these wonderful things that we experienced in our childhood, whether we remember them or not, they're affecting us now, right?
Yes. Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and most of it is, you know, emotions, you know, or beliefs that we took on, or, you know, things that we gave meaning to at that time, when we were young. But they're keeping us stuck, and they're preventing us from really living, you know, the life that we desire. And sometimes we don't even understand that there was something, right? Because our understanding now is totally different than it was when we were young. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
that trauma, that belief, that energy, that emotion is still with us in our cells, in our cellular memories. And it's kind of like it colors the way that we operate in the world, right?
Right. Right. Yeah, we receive approximately 80% of our conditioning by the time we're 4. And most of us don't remember much before the age of 4. And we receive that from our parents or primary caregivers. We receive approximately 95% of our conditioning by the time we're 12. And we develop coping strategies as a child that work for us as a child. And you know, when we've got our parents or primary caregivers to look after us, we develop coping strategies, ways of being, survival tactics that work for us as a child, but don't necessarily work for us as an adult. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we keep doing that over and over again. And that conditioning, 95% of who we are is our unconscious conditioning. And so we get those, you know, like tapes that run in our unconscious and keep telling us the same thing over and over again. Chances are we're not aware of them. So as we go through the day, our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, our actions, only 5% is conscious. Mm-hmm. So, and then when anything you go through as a child, you know, there's any kind of abuse or trauma, those are, you can call them high emotional impact. Anything like that to get stored in the nervous system. And then your nervous system, so now that's what's happening is, or anything like, you know, time like this, your nervous system gets activated. So what are you going to choose? So the more inner work a person does, the more they become aware of that, the more they go in and allow that to be released and choose differently, then that's how you change those high emotional impact moments that you know, received as a child. It's like otherwise it becomes a default. And that's when, in fact, somebody just emailed me the other day saying, when somebody does this, I automatically, you know, unconsciously just react that way. And then afterwards, they'll say, why did I react that way? That's because it's stored in your nervous system. That's your coping strategy. It's your default. So yes, like I said, doing the inner work, it might bring up stuff, but then it's got to come up to be released.
Yeah.
And then you just let it go.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, a lot of the work that we do is about releasing those programs, those beliefs, those energies, those emotions from our childhood or from our past. You know, some things happened in, you know, not necessarily in childhood. I know for myself, I experienced lots of wonderful things, you know, not just in childhood. So, but the impact of them stayed, right? Because, you know, I wasn't at that time ready, willing, capable of releasing it, you know. And so doing the work, most of us, that's what we've been doing that work that we're consciously aware of, but then underneath it's that unconscious stuff that's still running, the subconscious stuff that's still running that we're not aware of. And I know a lot of people have said this to me. It's like, I don't know what it is. So how can I clear it if I don't even know what it is, right? Those subconscious beliefs, those patterns that are running in the background that we don't even know where they originated, how they originated, and how to change them.
Yeah, and most of us aren't, because most of us don't remember what happened, and it's, you know, yeah, 95% is unconscious. So look at your actions. Let's say with money, and you feel you're always stuck with money. Well, what are your actions? And are you paying attention to, and when something happens, let's say you have to pay a bill or something unexpected comes in, you've got an opportunity then, let's go with something that's unexpected. and you've got, you know, $500 in the bank, and finally you've got, you know, a couple dollars ahead, an unexpected bill comes in and its car breaks down, something like that. It's all going to go for that. Are you going to get angry and upset and feel like your survival's threatened? Because I went through that many years. Went through 2 bankruptcies, so I'm familiar with that. Or are you going to choose and say, okay, this happened. How can I feel different about this? And how can I move forward from it? Because when you feel something, especially when you strongly feel something, that's what you're going forward with. So when you can choose differently, and so the same thing keeps happening, you choose your, you know, emotionally choose differently, and you move forward from that place. And then the next time something like that happens, you create differently, and then you just start creating differently. It takes a lot of conscious awareness.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, the fact that I'm here and doing this is, you know, it's possible, but yeah, it takes a huge amount of courage.
Oh, absolutely.
I call it silent courage.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to actually look at your stuff and, you know, work with it and just acknowledge it first of all, and then try and clear it or work with it. Just, it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of courage. Yes. Absolutely. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, when we are consciously trying to do the work, you know, can our mind, you know, actually support us so that we can clear what's blocking us and at the same time reach our goals, you know, whatever it happens to be?
Absolutely. So the ego mind, or unconscious mind, unconscious condition, ego mind, we often, or when we're told sometimes or taught that that's our enemy, or, you know, get rid of it or something, it can actually be your best friend. It can be, your unconscious can absolutely be your partner in success. And that comes when you start choosing differently. So instead, like, to give you an example, instead of having that, your unconscious ego mind in the driver's seat making all the decisions, you just put it in the passenger seat, ask it to come out, put it in the passenger seat. You sit in the driver's seat with consciousness, conscious awareness, and choose differently. So just like I said about money, you consciously choose differently. Otherwise, you're coming from your unconscious conditioned ego self, ego mind, and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and that's what's in the driver's seat. So you got to put that. However, you're not killing off your ego mind. When you make your ego mind bad, or you want to destroy it, or it's the cause of all your problems, that's when you go into resistance, because that's actually your identity. And then you feel like you're trying to, instead of acknowledging yourself, you're trying to get rid of part of yourself, and then you end up calling yourself bad. And if you call yourself bad, well, then you're just stuck in, you know, feeling bad, and that's a low vibration, or shame, or guilt, or such.
Yeah, judgment.
So you actually make, you make friends with your unconscious conditioned self, ego mind, whatever you want to call it, and let it be your partner in success. But that comes, like, our realities, the realities we're living, is a result of all the little choices we make every day. Every day we're making choices. We're making decisions and choices. And when you can consciously choose differently in the moment, that's when your reality starts to shift.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. Because I know that when I consciously started to choose for myself and what felt right for me, my whole reality started shifting and changing. I mean, I'm not the same person I was, you know, 15 years ago. Not at all. I'm not, you know, right. So it's like, it does make a difference. But you have to be, again, be willing to be alone, be willing to go with your gut, whatever it is that and your heart, whatever it wants, even if nobody else is there with you, nobody else is supporting you. Sometimes you have to be the lone ranger, and it's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, this is what feels good, I'm going for this is what I'm doing. Yes. And do it regardless of what anybody or everybody says. And that takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength and a lot of persistence. You have to, like, keep doing it, you know. And but, you know, once you start, though, you'll see the difference right away. You'll see the results right away. So, you know, I was going to ask you about, you know, what do you say is our greatest source of support and wisdom? You know, I just want to say really quickly, for me, it is that connection with myself, that connection with spirit, with, you know, source, God, universe, but also with myself and, you know, what my heart, which is source, you know, my connection to source, is saying, and listening to that. But what is, you know, what is your idea of the greatest support and source of wisdom for us as we go through with, you know, these challenging times, and not just the challenging times, but how we want to create our lives?
I was just pretty much going to say the same thing, Alara, as yourself. But more in that, the inner child, the little girl or boy within you, and really building up a really good relationship so that you can, you know, talk with that. And I will, you know, especially if I'm stuck or if I'm feeling a little lost or something, I will have a conversation with myself, and or sometimes with the angels. And I like that. That makes me feel happy when I talk with the angels. Yeah. But really, when you can really, the most important relationship you ever have in your life is with yourself. And when you can really connect to yourself, and like, say your emotions, instead of making yourself feel bad or, you know, I shouldn't feel this way, acknowledge it, let yourself feel that way, and connect to yourself, and just allow that. Yeah. And talk to that little girl or that little boy within you, because they're the source of wisdom. I mean, when they came in, they're beautiful, they're wise, they're pure, they're love, they're light. Let yourself connect to that. And like you said, sometimes you have to walk the path alone, and you might be the only person you can count on and depend and trust. And eventually, you know, branches out and evolves. Yeah. So the more you can build that relationship with yourself, the more you can learn to trust yourself. Like, trust is paramount in this. I can do what I did without, trusting myself and such. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's, to me, that's your greatest, you are your greatest source of wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Thank you. And so Kathleen was asking, hold on one second. So Kathleen was asking, can you talk a little bit about your work, like the clearing work, for example, you know, the freedom clearing recordings? I know we're going to, you know, talk about that a little bit later, but, you know, it's like, did you connect with my guides? Did you connect with your higher self, with your angels? How did you do that?
Oh, how? Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good question. We all have an energy signature. So we're all, even though 95% of who we are is unconscious, that is still vibrating out, you know, still got a vibration and a frequency. Yeah. All these vibrations, the frequencies that you are vibrating out, you're releasing, radiating out, they're like your energy signature. They've got all your experiences on them, like thoughts, feelings, everything you've gone through, traumas, all of that. And so basically your energy tells a story. And when you, like, you just send me your picture and we will connect to that. Now, where my, you know, everybody's got their area of expertise, where mine is the determining emotionally what's going on. And emotionally, so whether it's shame, guilt, or where you're stuck, we're able to, because of the pain I went through and what I went through, and I, you know, experiencing all the various emotions and that, we're able to go in and just see what's going on emotionally. And because we are, I mean, that's what we are, you know, it's energy in motion, and just release that. So it's your energy signature. I'm not necessarily connecting to your guides. It's your energy signature that tells your story. I look at it as, you know, where we will read a book and we'll read the words on a book. We, you know, read your energy signature and what's going on there.
Yeah, you read mine really, really well. It's scary. It's actually scary. It's like, oh my God, you know, because I mean, I don't know. It's like I really try to be like, you know, really good, and it's like, oh my God, the stuff that you saw was like, but you know, it was spot on. It was like amazing. So yeah, so for those of you who were not here at the very beginning, Joy just did a freedom clearing for me yesterday, and I listened to it yesterday. It was amazing. I was like shocked. I didn't know what to expect or anything, you know, and it was like, Wow. So I will be listening to that again and again and again. And it is recommended to listen to your freedom clearing or the other recordings in the package we're going to talk about a little bit later over and over again, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because every time you listen, chances are, because the first time often the ego mind is in resistance, because it's identifying what's going on and then releasing that. So you want to listen again, and chances are energy, you hear something you didn't hear before, plus energies will be cleared at a deeper level. And you can do that with the personalized one or the, the ones in the package. And also what happens is, when you listen to it, you release, some stuck emotions in that. And next time you can go in even deeper and release even more. So yeah, repeated listenings are that's the way to use them.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the package a little bit later, but do you want to take some live caller questions?
Yes, absolutely.
Because my goodness, I was just like, I don't want to talk about this the package yet, but I'm just going to tell you all. I mean, I'm going to tell you, Joy. It's like, why is there only a $20 difference between package A and B? It's crazy, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I've been told that before. Yeah, so the package B is the personalized freedom clearing. It's it gives people an idea of my work, and it gives people an opportunity to take advantage of the offer without, like you said, there's $20 difference, and get something that's personalized. Because it's very personalized, like you said. Yeah. I don't show that side of myself yet. We were able to go there. And sometimes that's all a person needs. So basically it's an opportunity for me to help, my guides to help as many people as possible.
It's an amazing deal. That's all I'm going to say, because that's personal work that you're doing, and for only $20 more, it's like $1 a minute, basically. Because it's like 25 minutes, whatever it happens to be. But, it's like, I don't know, I think you should have charged more, but okay. We'll go with it for now. But it's definitely worth more, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah, it was, wow. All right, everyone. So we're going to take some live caller questions. I don't know how many, and I don't know how it's going to look like yet, but we'll see. So some of you have already raised your hand, which is awesome. And some of you have typed in the chat, which is awesome. All right. So we're going to try and do, as many as we can. I have no idea. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to go to Anita first. Anita, your hand is raised. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Oh, there you go. Hello.
Thank you. Hi, Alara. Hi, Joy. Hi. So nice to
listen
to you all. I love your talk. I was just wondering if Joy had any kind of messages from.
Oh, I forgot to say, I don't take general questions. I mean, like that. So you have to have something specific. Ask a specific question.
So I guess as far as my life purpose goes, am I on the right track, or is there something else that I could be leaning towards?
Well, okay, so where we go here, does it fulfill you? Like you said, is my life purpose what I'm supposed to be doing? Does it fulfill you? Does it make your heart and soul sing? I don't know what you do, but if it's something that you want to get up in the morning and you feel creative, it doesn't mean there's not going to be fear. There can be fear, but if it's something, does it inspire you enough to get past that fear? And if not, maybe you want to move into something. You might be in following the right path already, but you need to tweak it. Maybe you need to change the direction a little bit. Or yes, there could be other things that come in as well. Did you want to share any more about that, or?
I really would like to publish a book I'm working on, but I don't know whether that is something that will even happen.
Okay, so yeah, you're feeling, did you already write the book?
I'm not finished with it, but I mean, I can finish it as soon as I sit down and start it.
Okay. So yeah, I get this often where somebody will write a book or seriously, start it, or, they're ready to do it. But then when they realize that you have to get out and promote it and be seen and heard and contact people, that's where you're stopped. So if that's what's stopping you, then, and yeah, there's a huge block there. So can we go ahead and do some clearing?
Absolutely.
Okay, so anybody who's got, something they want to take action on, they're not quite sure, they're, like they've got a dream, your desires are given to you by spirit and your ideas and such. But the fear can stop you. Okay, so all the ways the fear is stopping you from taking action, all the ways the fear is stopping you from feeling good about yourself, all the ways the fear is stopping you from knowing that you are worthy of being heard and seen and valued. Let's go ahead and release that on all levels, throughout all time and space. There you go. Okay, so there's some gratitude coming in. There's also, and there's happiness. There's also anger though. So we're going to witness that anger. Just witness it and acknowledge it. It's just a part of you that wants to be acknowledged. Okay, I'm just going to talk to the anger here. It's okay, anger. It's okay. There you go. Yes, we see you. There you go. There's some wounding coming up here. So we're just going to witness that and allow that. And then just allow that to be released. And then we're going to bless that part of you that the anger existed in and the wounding with compassion and love and understanding, kindness, gentleness. Know that you're not alone in this. There are others. If you need to reach out for help, for support, then ask for support. There you go. Know that your fears are simply an illusion. They were given to you because within you is even more courage. And so tap into that courage. And if you have a desire to write a book, and if it's a book that, is going to support others or bring happiness to others or whatever it is, then ask for support from source, from universe, from the angels, your guides, whoever it is. If you need to ask for physical support from somebody, a person, then go ahead. If you need to look something up, take action on that. And know that the more you take action, the more you tap into your courage, the more you take action, your fears would dissipate. It's not, they may never go away. But each time you take action, the fear becomes smaller and your courage becomes stronger. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, Anita.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita. Good luck. Write that book. Mm-hmm. Good. And so I just want to say too, just as Joy was saying, when it comes to the future, there's nothing that's set in stone. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It's based on your actions. There's some probabilities, but it's again based on your actions. If you don't take any action, no, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how many people say, yeah, I see it happening, but not if you don't take action, right?
Yes, absolutely. Action is the bridge that.
Yeah. So you have to want it more than anything. Mm-hmm. And you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And that willing to do whatever it takes means, telling the fear, yeah, I see you, yeah, but I still want to do this. So, I'm going to take this action. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And slowly that fear will start to subside, as Joy was saying. But you have to be willing to say no.
Speaking of the fear, like I said, I used to have a vow to be invisible. And I still get nervous, on these shows. Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night in fear, and I'm like, is this about being on the show? Yes. And it's constant. People see me on the shows or they hear me, you didn't seem nervous. And I'm like, once I actually get on, I'm okay. But beforehand, the fear is like, it's getting better.
I'm so nice. I'm so nice to my guests. So maybe not as nice to my community, because I'm like, no, you can't ask that question. But I'm really nice to my guests. Nothing to be afraid of here at all. No worries, But I am, and I've said this now a couple of times. But the only reason why I will not take questions, I won't, about something general, like, do I have any blocks? Yes, we all have blocks. That's, you know, that question is not going to help you. So ask a question that, you know, you really want the answer to, so that joy can help you, so that you can have a transformation as you move forward, right? This is, you know, this is not just, oh, just playing. This is not playing. This is serious. Well, I hate to be serious, but this is serious stuff. You know, we're spending our time with you. So take advantage of that time by asking good question that your heart really wants the answer to. You know, that's all I'm going to say about that. But, you know, you all know by now that I don't like those types of questions, because I really want you to, you know, get value. And you're not going to get value if you just ask a question like, what, do I have any blocks? Yes, we all have blocks. All right, Vicky, I'm going to unmute you. Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. Thank you both for picking me. Joy, it's wonderful.
Hi, Vicky.
I know you helped me on this the other day, and I'm still, something's going on. Cannot erratic sleep. I cannot manage to sleep more than 3-4 hours. Now, some days that's fine, and I'm not tired, but I know it's not healthy. And I also know I'm not really getting into the REM sleep or any of that. So is there another layer that you can help me?
3 or 4 hours at a time, Vicky, or 3 or 4 hours a night?
3 or 4 hours a night, and that's it.
Okay. First thing when you were talking, first thing that came up is danger. Like if I fall too deeply asleep, and if I sleep for too long, there's danger, and there's also what am I going to miss out on? So, okay, so all the ways you're afraid that if you fall too deeply asleep and really sleep soundly, something bad could happen. So you could be attacked. What am I going to miss out on? And there's all the ways you don't feel deserving or worthy of having a really good night's sleep, of feeling, waking up, feeling refreshed and happy and ready to start the day. All the ways you're afraid that if you have too much energy and too much clarity and think too clearly throughout the day, that you will actually get stuff accomplished and being kind of like off base, not really aligned, kind of tired, dragging a little bit throughout the day is a great way to not really be able to focus on your desires and your dreams and build your business and such. There you go. All the ways you're not sure if you're worthy of building a successful business. Let's go ahead and release that. Okay, there's some shame coming up, so we're just going to allow that shame, witness the shame. Anybody else? So you're actually representing a number of people here, so we're just going to allow that shame to come up and allow the density of that, and that, there you go. Okay, there's some, okay, so let's, just going to clear some energy here. Bring you into balance, and let's bring you into balance and alignment with success, happiness, money, appreciation, worthiness, gratitude. There you go. Okay, how are you feeling?
Thank you. Like I say, it mostly affects me at night, and I do keep things playing, the solfeggio frequencies and your I am safe stuff, so that hasn't done it. But yeah, look at all that was in there. I had no clue.
Okay, great. Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Vicky. All right, we're going to go to Tara. Tara asked a question about unlocking her money and freedom. So some trauma locked me in repetitive state of fear and lack. I did a lot of work, but I'm not there yet. Not sure what you can do with that.
Okay, so trauma locked you. Okay, fear and well, how do you want to move forward? So the question is, trauma locked me in fear and lack and limitation, and I've done a lot of work around that. Does she say anything else? Okay.
Nope.
And her name's Tara?
Yeah, Tara.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Thank you for that question, Tara. Well, oh yeah, there's just a wall here, a wall, and it's because you don't believe it's possible, Tara. You don't believe anything greater is possible. Okay, so all the ways you've been stuck in lack and limitation and scarcity for so long, and all the ways you were convinced, all the ways you were actually, it's almost like you were indoctrinated for scarcity, lack, and limitation, and you have given up and you no longer believe that anything greater is even possible. Let's go ahead and release that. Okay, there's some anger coming up, and there's anger at all those that, these are your words here, Tara, all those that locked you into that scarcity and lack and limitation. There's some anger at them. So it's your choice. You can stay in anger at them, or you can choose to honor that anger, let go of it, and move forward from that. There you go. Okay, so so what's coming in is forgiveness. And we often can believe forgiveness is about saying, what you did is okay, doesn't matter anymore. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is saying, I know you did that, I'm aware you did that, and I choose to move forward. So I went through this and I experienced it. I choose to move forward. So, Tara, what I would suggest is almost like a mantra. Say, what if it's possible? It is something greater. So just keep saying over and over again, what if it's possible? What if it's possible? What if it's possible? What if it's possible? If you have an idea what you're looking for, what you're looking to create, and beyond just more money. And because more money can be, you can get a nickel and then, well, you've got more money. So you want to be more specific than that, if that's how you're phrasing it. But start asking yourself, and if I hadn't done this, like a mantra, I know I wouldn't be here now. What if it's possible? What if something greater is possible? What if it's all possible? What if it's possible for me to live in abundance and financial freedom and happiness? And what if it's possible for me to live from my greatness? What if it's possible? And just keep saying that like a mantra over and over and over and over again. And when you get tired of saying it, maybe you've said it for half an hour, you go through the day and you say it again. You can record it on your phone or your computer and have it playing all the time on repeat, because there's a block where you are, you're not even allowing yourself to see what's possible. And even as we're speaking here, I can feel that start to come down. So you're starting to see what's possible. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you. So Don, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, go
Hi,
ahead.
John.
Hi, Joy. Yeah, I've had a block around something for a while, around an IRS audit, and for various and sundry reasons, I'm like trying to wait to put my book out. I've got a deal with my accountant that we're trying to settle with them. And they were supposed to give me like a settlement on May 17th, but I'm wondering if, because of this coronavirus, if it's going to slow it down, or if there's any blockages you see that's keeping me, because it feels like I've been sort of stuck in this place for a while, and I want to like get unstuck and get it cleared with them. So can you give me any reading or what's going on? I feel like my book's ready to go and my work into the world. So.
Okay, so the IRS audit, you're saying, Don, is holding you up from putting your book out? Or
well, we've got the audit done, but we're trying to get a settlement with them after the audit, and so it's the settlement that we're waiting on.
And why is that preventing you from getting your book out or taking action and moving forward with that?
Well, because of the nature of the settlement with them, so. I don't really want to go into it any more than that.
Right. Okay. That's okay. So I don't know if it's preventing you from, but what it is, there's anger. Like, that's what I do, is go into the emotions that are keeping you stuck. And right now there's anger, and you're angry at the way the way the virus has put the world into lockdown, because it slowed, stopped everything down. You're angry that you're not getting settlement, and the anger is keeping everything stuck. And so while the anger may very well be justified, it's keeping everything stuck. So all the ways you are angry, Dawn, at like everything that's happened and the way everything's kind of gone and, gone stagnant, and you feel like that's preventing you from getting your book out. And then there's some stuff around the book, and the book is, there's a fear that when you do get the book out that people won't read it, and then you get angry about that. So you haven't even put it out yet, you haven't got any results, but then, because you haven't put it out yet, but you're already determining your results. There's just, okay, all the ways you are getting bogged down by the anger frequency, and that's keeping everything kind of stuck and stagnant here. Let's go ahead and release that. And let's honor everything you've gone through, all the actions you've taken, all the courage you've taken to where you are, where you've gotten done. And okay, so what I'm getting is you need to, and this will free up some energy, really acknowledge, even do a little bit of a ceremony if you want, or write it down, somehow acknowledge all the actions you've taken, what it's taken you to get to where you are. And it's almost like you're waiting for others to really acknowledge you and say, look at what you've created before you do that for yourself. You've got to do that for yourself first, not in a I'm better, than you kind of way. Just saying, like, I'm really happy with myself. I really feel good about myself because this is what I've created. And from this place, I can move forward. And when you do that, the anger just kind of dissipates and everything opens up, and you're released from I just felt you're released from your sacral there, which is all about connection. Your second chakra, that's connection and relationship. So that will also support as well. So there you go.
So it's sacral chakra and the second chakra are the two, or?
The sacral chakra is the second chakra. And when we went from the anger to you, it's like celebrating, honoring and celebrating the action and the actions and the courage it's taken you to create what you have so far, then that releases your sacral chakra, which is, your sacral chakra is about connection, relationships, creativity, and sexuality. So you use your creativity to write the book to get you to this place. Now what you want to do is connect with others to support you in moving you forward. And by celebrating and honoring what you've created and how far you've come, then you move out of the anger. You just release the anger and you create an energy that will move you forward. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Don. And it's funny how that's the second person that is talking about a book, and there's somebody else in the chat who's also talking about a book, writing a book.
Cool.
So so there's quite a few people who want to write a book or get it published. So Tara said as feedback, she said, "Wow, so powerful! Thank you, beyond words, all spot on. My body is buzzing and fuzzing, like changing my skin. I'm going into what if it's all possible? Infinite blessings and gratitude." That's awesome, Tara.
Good, great.
Thank you. All right, so Joanne Sabato, I'm going to unmute you. Hello.
Hi, thank you. Laura, I have to tell you, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And Joy, I'm happy to see you're one of our gray-haired ladies
Yeah.
that we're all going. You look great. So what I've noticed recently, what is coming up for me a lot is judgment. I live in the New York area, so there's a lot that's going on. Every morning I turn on the TV and it's thousands of people that I'm hearing about. And I find I'm going not as much into fear, but into judgment. They should have done this. Like there's just so much judgment that's coming up. And And I know that that's a reasonable response for right now, but I'm also wondering, you know, what that might be triggering, because it feels so strong in me that it's triggering other things too.
Judging the actions like that you think they should have taken, or what should be done, or what's going on and stuff.
Yeah, the speed, the preparedness, a lot of those, yeah.
So, Joanne, what do you want to create in life? Do you want to create, like, what do you want to put out in the world? Do you want to put out a high vibration of love and happiness? Like, what is your goal here? Is it to support humanity through being in a place of love and happiness and sharing the beauty within you? Or, like, how, just tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And, you know, and I don't want to be in judgment, but I notice, and I'm not there all the time, but I do notice it coming up. So I like some in clearing that, you know.
Right. Okay. Okay. So all the ways you are, right? You're going back to your parents, and all the ways you are in judgment of, it appears to be the current situation, but of your parents for not taking different actions or not creating something different when you were growing up. And just feels like you judged, like they should have done things differently, but things just kind of stayed stuck and stagnant, and then it became too late. Oh, there's a lot of anger around that, whatever it was, and it's whether or not you're aware of it, it's became too late. Yeah, and there's anger and judgment around that, and you've never forgiven them, and it doesn't matter whether they're here or not. And so all the ways you're still angry at your parents or your primary caregivers, whoever it was, for not taking action when they could have, and then everything just stayed kind of stuck and stagnant, and you're still angry about that. There you go. Good. Just let that go. Good. There's some happiness coming in. Just allow the happiness. Okay, so sadness is coming up, and that's your inner child. She just feels really sad right now. So we're going to let her feel sad. It's okay. Just honor the sadness, acknowledge the sadness. And then as we honor and bless the space within which the sadness exists, simply, easily, and effortlessly dissipates. And what's coming in, so you want to fill that space up now, and that is gratitude. So when you're watching the shows, Joanne, in the morning, something comes on, consciously choose gratitude, because they might be doing things too late, they might be doing it wrong, they might not be doing it the way you would like them to do it. Choose gratitude anyways, because the gratitude is what's going to, gratitude, if we all focus on gratitude, it's going to change the situation.
Okay.
And it will, you might, let's bless the situation you went through growing up, whatever happened growing up, with gratitude. If you choose to, you don't have to. And you can just, like, it's almost like sprinkling a little bit of gratitude on that situation. So it's not all gone. There can still be judgment. There can still be anger. So you might have to revisit it. But it's like kind of like sprinkling a golden dust of gratitude over it, or rainbow colored dust of gratitude. There you go. In fact, when you're watching if you watch a TV in the morning, or anytime you watch it, you might want to even, like, I like to send, especially if something being triggered by something and I'm not sure how to get past it, I'll send puffs of love from my heart. Just little puffs of love, or you can call them bubbles or balloons of love from my heart to the situation, and right away that just releases it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne. That was great.
Thank you.
And that's something that we can all do, right? That's something we can share more gratitude, we can share more love, especially in those times when we are being triggered. All right, Caroline, I'm gonna unmute you. Hello.
I knew you were coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Caroline.
This is Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
A fellow Canadian.
Joy.
Okay.
Hi, sweetie.
There she is.
Oh,
Come on, just go into it. No story. Don't think. Just go.
I'm sick of my own story. There, how's
Well,
that?
that's what I'm saying. Don't even
Okay,
bother
so
going into
how
the
do
story.
you, so rather than the story then, Caroline, what do you want to move forward into? And if you're not sure, then what do you want to create? Again, the emotions. You want to create love, happiness, gratitude. Maybe you're not there now. That's okay. That's your story. But what do you want to move into?
What's
If
the
you could
feeling?
if you could walk out your door and say, and feel love, happiness, gratitude, fun, laughter, expansion, freedom, inspiration, whatever it is, what would you choose to feel?
Well, all of it, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. So you choose happiness? Now, I'm not asking whether you think it's possible. Do you choose it?
Right. So, yeah. So what keeps coming up for me these days is, what's the point of wanting anything? Nothing's really possible. It's just, life is just a big struggle. We work, we get old. It's really negative these days. It could be because of the COVID virus and what's happening globally. Alara knows me, but I feel globally. But it's
Okay, that's okay. And you're resonating. That's what I felt, was it's not possible. So why bother? So
yeah.
my
What's
question
the point of wanting anything? It's not going to happen. The money's not going to come. I'm going to have to work till another 10 years, still not having my house paid off. Like, I'm really upset these days of nothing coming through. I've been on the show for 10 years with Alara, asking questions and really holding back to tears right now, but I don't even know why I'm on.
Okay, that's okay. And it's okay to not know why you're on this path or why you're on the show or why you're asking this question now. And it's okay to be angry about it as well. And what if the only purpose of this life, you know, the working till we're in trying to get through, is to be happy? And so to be happy, you would, first step is to choose to be happy. And I can feel that resistance. There's so much resistance that you're getting angry at even the thought of, why should I choose to be happy? Well, you don't have to. But if you're going to decide to continue to, you know, stay on this planet Earth, and you're going to go through the motions, why not doing it being happy? Because if you're right now, you're angry about everything. So by being angry about everything, you're actually feeding into what's going on. So why not choose? If you want to be a rebel with happiness. Because I can feel that within you, Caroline. There's part of you that wants to be a rebel. So be a rebel by choosing happiness. And the first step is to choose it. Because when you choose it, you send, and I can feel the resistance, and that's okay. You're thinking there's just another person talking here. That's okay. Yeah, there's just another person talking, give you an idea, you know, suggestion. But the first step is to choose it. Can you, it's your choice. Can you say, I choose happiness?
Not right now, but I am on here because I heard you on another show, and I thought, okay, she's got it. So she's got the solution or whatever. I feel like I've been looking for, I'm not gonna swear, a solution for all of my life. I've just been looking for a solution. There's no solution. So I've spoken to a lot of people. They say, oh yeah, you have this, you have that, you can have this, you can have that, you can have this, you can have that. I've done it all, and I've done what they said, and I followed through, and I'm still working, at my day job, my night job, still have trouble, still have menopause, still have the stuff that happens to people, and that's just life. So then it equals life is crap. So.
Do you know, Caroline, what you're looking for a solution for?
Is that a question? Are you going to tell me?
No, I'm asking you. Do you know, because you said there is no solution. So what are you looking for?
Freedom.
See, this is how.
Complete and total freedom.
Okay, so what would freedom look like to you?
I don't know. I've never felt it.
Okay.
Well, it would mean having my dream life. That
And what is your dream
being a
life?
good person actually paying off, and feeling all these feelings actually paying off, having all these gifts actually paying off. I don't want a lot. I just want something different than what I have now. But then I hear, oh, just accept where you are. And trust me, Joy, I do a lot of gratitude. It's just this in this moment and for the past while that I've hidden, even that I've hidden from other people. I've just had it with life. But I do a lot of gratitude as well, and a lot of good. So I'm not just this angry person.
No, I can see you're a very beautiful person. There's a lot of love and light shining from you. But the one person who's the person you're looking to connect with, Caroline, is little Caroline. What was your name as a little girl? Was it Caroline? Or is it different? It was Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay. It's little Caroline who is looking to, when you came in, you were happy.
No, I've never been happy. Oh, maybe when I came in, okay.
Yeah, it might have only been the first day.
Yeah.
You know, it might have even been, in fact, it feels like it was, yeah, it might even been the second day, but the first day you were happy. You felt loved. You felt gratitude. It might be necessary to go back to that time to connect with those emotions.
Like maybe, what day is the 12th?
Hold on one second.
There you go. Okay, so that came in for a reason, not sure why. And actually what I'm getting is that is little Caroline who's looking to connect. So Caroline, you want to connect with her. And my suggestion is you go to, whether you do it yourself, you work with me, you work with somebody else, you go back to day one. Because I'm getting day one, you did feel happy, you did feel loved. And something happened. It actually feels like something happened between the night of day one, day two. You felt something, and you didn't lose it then. It just shifted. You started to almost kind of, what came in was not trust. And so you go back to the very first day you were on planet Earth here in this lifetime, and you connect to that, and you remember that. And then you move forward from that place. And just saying this, I can feel the strength awakening within you. It is possible. And little Caroline knows that. And little Caroline is ready to be happy. There you go. Thank you. Did you want to share anything else, Caroline? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. So, hold on one second. Okay. Oh, goodness. So, you know, Joy, you know, you did my freedom clearing last night.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely.
Yeah, I can tell that kind of touched you there.
You get it.
Good, yeah,
You
yeah.
definitely get it. All right, I'm just seeing if there is anybody. Hold on one second, people. 1 second. There's lots of things here. Kathleen, Odile, Smiley. Smiley's on. Smiley, you wanna? I'll unmute you. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Smiley.
Hi. Okay, so what is being brought up in me is, and this may be controversial to some of the listeners, but I feel we're being manipulated and coerced and lied to, and that what's seemingly happening is not really truly happening, and that it's got a deeper agenda. So when I was a child, I discovered that what was happening on the surface in my family wasn't really what was happening. And I feel very angry that people are going along and allowing themselves to be controlled, and that I'm all alone. I mean, there are others, but really very few. I'm all alone in how I feel and view this, and it's causing rejection and abandonment.
Are you talking to others about this? Like,
Yes.
you said it's causing, okay, so if somebody's not ready to hear what's going on, if somebody's not ready to wake up, whether it's this or something else, they're going to throw it back in your face. They are not ready. They're going to tell you you're wrong. If their belief system, if their structure, if their coping strategies, if their patterns, if everything, see, if they believe in something, you know, something specific, and they think the government, politicians, whatever, is going to look after them and rescue them, that's their belief structure. That's where they feel safe. You come in with some completely new information or something that challenges that, if they're not ready to accept it, if they're not open, unless they ask you and they are open, they're going to reject it. And then that's going to bring up all your old stuff of being rejected and abandoned and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, I understand. And so then I'm left having to suppress who I am.
No, okay, just a minute. Just take it. There's a lot of anger coming up here.
Yeah.
What are you choosing? Okay, so on Saturday night, the Saturday night here in North America, there was a global meditation all around the world. They say there was, you know, they were hoping for 1 million meditators. They say there may have been as many as 1 billion. What I'm saying is you're not alone in maybe your particular beliefs, but what you're not alone in is wanting something better. We all want something better, but we are not going to achieve that from anger. We're not going to achieve that by saying you're wrong. We're not going to achieve that by making others wrong, or by saying you can no longer feel safe because this is going on. We're going to achieve that by focusing on love, on gratitude, on happiness. That might feel light and fluffy. It's not. It's vibration. It's frequency. What do you choose to create in this life? Do you choose to exist from a place of fear and anger? That's what you're going to get more of. That's a very low frequency. So yeah, it's a big issue. But what do you choose to create in your life? If you want to create more love in your life, choose it for yourself. Choose to feel good about yourself. Let go of creating situations. You're creating situations where people will abandon you because it's what you grew up with. It's your comfort zone. It's what you felt, you know, you're familiar with. So when you are ready to, when you fall in love with yourself, when you choose yourself, when you choose to feel good about yourself, when you allow yourself to feel happy, when you allow yourself to walk out the door and say, oh my gosh, what a beautiful world we live in. And you know, because beyond, when a plane goes high enough, there's always sunshine up there. There's always clear skies. Mm-hmm. So when you can go beyond that, then focus on a higher vibration. If you look at this, it becomes really simple when you look at it as simply a path of vibration. So what vibration do you choose to walk forward in anger and sadness and grief and guilt and making others wrong? Because if you look at the whole world, it's literally predicated on our whole world is created on right and wrong. Wars are you know, around the world are on right and wrong. If, you know, you're wrong, I'm right. And politicians debate about that. And you just get in, it's the same thing when you try to, if somebody is open for new information, then, and it takes a lot of openness, if they've been limiting the, you know, the old paradigm, then share it with them. But if they haven't asked for it, or if you've not asked their permission, can I share this with you? Then you're just getting stuck in right and wrong. And that's what's, you know, that's what the wars and the fights and the battles are going on all around the world. So choose what vibration you choose to create from and you choose to move forward with. But first of all, give that to yourself. Let yourself feel good about yourself and happy and appreciate yourself. And maybe you can't fall in love with yourself, because that's used often, you know, just fall in love with yourself, but you can appreciate yourself. You can appreciate your eyesight. You can appreciate your hearing. You can appreciate your, you know, your legs that support you in moving forward. You can appreciate your joints because they give you flexibility. And that sounds very basic. And it is very basic, because it starts with you appreciating and liking yourself and honoring yourself and appreciating yourself. And then you will want to move forward from that place. And if somebody else doesn't want this kind of information, you're not even going to want to, you know, engage them. I had a phone session with a client yesterday, and for the first 10 minutes, she went on and on about, you know, what was going on in the world and that. And she was in so much fear. Like the fear was so, like, just thick within her. I just was clearing the whole time she was talking. And it wasn't about, you know, I didn't get caught up in about it's right or wrong. By the time we were finished, she was going to contact all these people and tell them about what's going on. By the time we were finished, she says she was such a place of peace and love and you know, connection and joyfulness. She's like, oh, she says, I'm not even going to do that. She says, I don't want to be spending my day, you know, about that. She says, I just want to feel, you know, happy and joyful. Well, and again, it seems like, well, I'm not doing anything. You're supporting all of humanity, and you're supporting, when you can be a being that walks around in happiness and joyfulness and gratitude and appreciation, that's what you're radiating out. Imagine if, you know, let's say half the population, say 10%, 15% of the population walked around in happiness and joyfulness, they're going to raise all of humanity. They're going to raise all the whole consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it's okay. So
Can we do any work with the anger that is getting activated?
yeah. Well, actually, what you're stuck in is right and wrong, and that just came in because you know you're right about this. And when you are open, Smiley, when you're really open to, you know, those that aren't interested, you know, even if they're loved ones, if they're not interested, just let them walk their path. When you're really open to, like, you let go of right and wrong, and we'll just let go of that. When you let go of the right and wrong, you will find others who are on your same, you know, the same wavelength as you, because there's plenty of people that are on the same wavelength as you, so, you know, think the same way.
Okay, that's helpful to know that it's about right and wrong.
Yeah, this is what you're doing is you're fighting to be right. You're fighting to be heard. You're fighting to be right. And by fighting to be heard, and it's actually more about being heard than about being right. But in order to be heard, it's almost like you want to have a little shock value. But as much shock value, if somebody's not ready for it, they're just going to, they end up rejecting you. And then you go back to your, you know, your upbringing again and not feeling good enough and rejected and abandoned. So let's just let go of that. The need to be heard by engaging right and wrong. Let's go ahead and release that. The fear that if you don't, almost like force yourself on somebody, or force, like, it's like you're trying to get somebody to see you by almost being like energetically very harsh with somebody. And there's a fear that if I don't do that, nobody will see me. Nobody will notice me. Nobody will give me any attention. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Okay. How are you feeling?
I can feel like a big pressure that was around my heart get released on that out breath.
Good, awesome. Thank you for that.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Smiley. I was, you know, it's like she might feel like she's the only one, but she's not. You know, there are so many people who are also experiencing that, right? And, you know, for those of us who do have feelings of being rejected, being abandoned, not being loved enough or not feeling good enough when we were younger. All that stuff is coming up right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're all being triggered in a big way right now. Yes.
Yeah, so it's totally normal. Yeah. So, all right. So I wanted to take a few minutes, because like we've been just going nonstop with the questions, but I wanted to take a few minutes first and just talk about the special offer, if that's okay, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. Those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/joy4. And so we have package A and B, ascending into freedom and abundance, package A and package B. Package A includes 8 recordings plus 8 bonuses, and then package B includes everything in package A plus the 20 to 25 minute personal freedom clearing recording, which I said is like awesome. It's like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's like, I don't know how she's, but so let's talk about that for a second. Joy, can you talk a little bit about the recordings and then about the freedom clearing recording as well, the personalized?
I don't have it right in front of me, but I know that. So the program it's got 8, they're about 20 minutes each. We go through the various, like each chakra, actually the 8 chakra as well. Mm-hmm. And we go through those. So we really clear out. So it's a good clearing out of your chakras, anything that's keeping you stuck. And yes, we clear out not enough and different things like that, whatever comes up. And for, so we go through the base chakra, the second chakra and such. And then the bonuses, they are, I know the first couple are clearing mother and father issues, mm-hmm. and that's where it all starts. So that one, and I remember one person said it was a different, I did a clearing father and they listened to it like 4 times and they were just crying the whole time, like 4 times in a row. And that is really powerful. And even if you've never had, say somebody, if you didn't have a mother or a father, like one of the parents weren't in your life, you still have some kind of rejection of them growing up. Or maybe the single parent is both parents. So there's clearing. There's clearing needed. There's I'm not sure what the others are. Do you have it in front of you?
Clearing and activating for relationship issues, vision and freedom issues, receiving, awakening of your brilliant inner child, which I kind of have like reactions to and resistance to, and then optimum health and abundant wealth.
Oh yeah, the optimum, those are good. Well, I forgot all the names of them all. The optimum health and the wealth and the abundance, they are, I believe, about an hour each. They go really in depth. And yes, we go through all the chakras, about 10 minutes on each chakra, really clear in depth. Those 2 you mentioned at the end there are very, just those 2 alone are very powerful. It's a huge package with all the chakra clearing. Actually, you mentioned resistance to the inner child. I did 20 years ago when I was in counselor training, and there was another student there doing a presentation on the inner child. I actually thought the whole concept of the inner child was so stupid that I walked out of the room. And because I was just so resistant to, inner child and building the relationship with myself. And, you fall in love with yourself. What are you talking about? Until it was probably around 2008 when I was doing some really deep, I was in a week-long inner child retreat. And that's when I really discovered the wisdom of the inner child. And that's when I really started to develop, just develop that connection. It's taken a lot of years, but now she's my best friend. And, if I'm really not sure, if I forget, but when she reminds me, if I'm not giving her attention. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the source of wisdom. And I know if I hadn't built that relationship and really gotten in touch with myself and the little girl within me like that, I wouldn't be able to do this kind of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I think I resisted because I don't remember my childhood and because my childhood wasn't great. So, what I do remember, it wasn't great at all, and there's other stuff I don't remember. So I was like, okay, yeah, why would I want to go revisit that, kind of thing. So I have.
Yeah. If we don't, I believe the Awaken the Child is a meditation. I don't usually do many guided meditations, but I think that one is. So that's a really good one. I've had people say, if they can't sleep or something, they listen to that one. And I gave to one of my clients, and she's like, oh my gosh, I just fell asleep and slept through the night and really enjoyed it. And yeah, I've got, receiving in there. You want to create, we often forget, especially as empaths or when we're really sensitive, you know, we're creating and we're giving and working with others, and we're all about supporting humanity in various ways. But then we forget to receive often. And so that's about creating a space for receiving. Plus the 1 hour abundance audio in there is, you know, that's all about, creating abundance, receiving and such. So really I think there's 16, 17 audios in that package.
Yeah, there's 16 audios in package A for 127. And then package B is the 16 audios plus the 20-minute personalized freedom clearing recording. It's recording, but it's personalized for you, done by Joy as she tunes into your energy signature. So it's let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it already. You just send me your picture. All I need is a headshot. Preferably the more recent, the better. I often, say if you can take a selfie, that's great. And no sunglasses. And I just connect to the energy in the picture, and we record whatever comes up. So what I do is have a person send me, usually it's a single issue, or you can send up to 3, and we'll determine what one is, stands out. Generally, if somebody sends me more than one, they're all connected in some way anyways. And we just go right into that, figure out what's keeping you stuck. We go into the 95% that's unconscious. See, when we go in, so we go right into the unconscious conditioning. When we identify and acknowledge something, when it's stuck in our unconscious, it's got a structure. When we go into that density and we can identify it simply by identifying this is what's going on, even before we actually do any actual clearing, it releases something that's brought to the light, starts to release right away. And then when we can bring it up from the unconscious, and a person, so this is a personalized look at what's going on, then a person can take it further and say, okay, because it can no longer remain hidden. And so, it's just a really good look at what's going on and how to move forward. And sometimes that's all a person needs, is that little bit of release, and they can move forward from there.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was spot on. And Joy and I don't know each other. We didn't know each other before.
Yeah, we never met. So.
Yeah, so she did not know me at all. We'd never spoken. We emailed, but just about the package and that kind of stuff, but not anything personal at all. And she was able to tap in, and I was like, oh my God. Like I said, I was almost in tears at one point while I was listening to it. And it was 25 minutes. And it's wow. I was blown away. So I was like, wow. So I just want to answer to Vicky really quickly. So the chakra clearings, there's 8 of them. So one MP3 for each chakra, all 7 plus the 8th chakra. Okay.
Right. Yeah. They're about 20 minutes each. The package, the program, the offer there, I think it's about 6.5 hours total.
Yeah.
So the chakras, 8 chakras themselves are 20 minutes each. So that's, I don't know.
So it's 8 separate MP3s or 8 separate recordings.
Yeah.
For that.
And then the bonuses and such.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, so, there are lots of testimonials that I put on the page, but can you talk about some of the results that people have had from listening to the freedom clearing recording or the other pre-recorded clearings in the program?
Yeah, one girl comes to mind right away, Rhonda, and she's always telling me how, things are changing in her life and the abundance she experiences, and just, a raise at her job, or more hours, or a different job, or there was something she wanted to sell that she's been able to sell, different things like that. A loved one has gotten feeling healthier in that because she's raised her vibration. Money, I often hear from people around money, or some, if not specifically money. Well, one person received client who hadn't contacted them for 4 years. They'd done some work and they hadn't been paid. Contacted them after listening to the money recording, came the next day and paid them back.
Nice.
Yeah, and job interviews. I've heard of people receiving like, or looking for a job for a year, 2 years, things like that, and getting a job after listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships getting better, just like more harmonious. One parent said that, actually it was a mother, and she said that once she listened to the program and the specialized recording, her kids started behaving better. They just started treating her. It was almost like they started treating her with more respect. They were just young. I think they were 4 and 6 or something like that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's so many different ways, but more harmonious relationships is definitely a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And money.
Yeah, awesome. And so it is important to listen to the program recordings over and over again, because you go deeper and and you clear at a deeper level. And you hear things differently, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the energy shifts, your ego, isn't in as much resistance. So yeah, in fact, somebody emailed me the other day, and she said it was a recording, a program she bought about 2 years ago, and she said I went back and listened to it, and she said it was like I was listening to it for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So yeah.
and we already talked about this before, but we can even listen to these clearings silently on a loop, and that will help to raise our vibration and do the clearing work at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up again, because one of my clients emailed me and said she played, it was, I forget what one it was, but she played it on silent at work on loop all day long. And she'd been there about 13 years. And she said normally the Friday was just a really stressful day, end of the week and such. And she said that day, she said, we all got along fine. It wasn't stressful. Nobody was, irritable or anything. She said, I went home, I wasn't stressed. She'd been there for about 13 years. And all she did was play it was just one of the generic recordings on silent and on loop all day long. And I hadn't told her, I didn't know anything about it. She emailed me. I went, well, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they do work, and they might work in different ways, but just be open to however they show up, or however they work, or whatever you start to experience, and part of this is about being open to different possibilities. So
absolutely.
What if it is possible for you, whatever it is that you desire? What if it is possible for you? And as Joy was sharing that with Tara earlier, that's something for everybody. We can all say that. There are so many times that we don't think something is possible, but what if it is possible for you? Okay, so start saying that and just feel how that feels for you energetically. Okay, so again, those 2 special offers are available at alara.at/show/joy4. And like I said, package B should be way more because of the personalized work that Joy does in your personal recording. I didn't know that before I heard. Otherwise, if I would have, heard it like a couple of weeks ago, then I would have said, Joy, no, you got to be kidding me. You got to charge more. But because I only heard it last night, it's no time to change it.
That's okay.
That was, and it's my fault because, Joy had messaged me earlier about it. But I, like from Friday until like yesterday or earlier today, I was just not feeling it. It's like not feeling good, feeling tired, feeling weak, not irritable in any way, but it's like, oh my God, I'm so tired, And so part of that is everything that's going on the planet, because we are so sensitive and we are so empathic, and we do pick up a lot of what's going on. And, for some of us, we do, I said I don't want to do this, but maybe I am right now. That we're transmuting, we're shifting the energy for everybody, right? And that can tire you out. So you have to listen to your body. You have to, honor your body. You have to, okay, you don't have to do anything, but it's helpful. If you can take care of your body, you can acknowledge your body and appreciate who you are and everything that you have been through and everything that you are going through. And just, what if something else is possible for you?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely the full moon energies can also affect us,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and we just had a super full moon yesterday, right? So
Right. Can I take a question here? It's just kind of keeps shining out. It's from Anne. It says, I wonder if you can help me. I've had a cough for 10 years and I have tests, can't find anything, blockage in my throat chakra. Yeah, there is. For some reason, it was almost like a light was shining.
I think she has her hand raised too. Do you want me to unmute her?
If you want, or I can just take it from here. Because what it is, it's anger. There's anger. It's anger that's, so if you can unblock her if you want, or I'll just answer it right now. And it's anger that's wanting to come up, and you're wanting to express yourself, but because like you don't want to express yourself from a place of anger, and you're feeling like if I really express myself and speak my truth, it's actually going to be anger that's coming out. So either transmute that anger. So all the ways you're afraid that if you speak your truth, you just get angry at everybody, or you make everybody wrong. You get caught up in that wrong, you're wrong, I'm right paradigm, that kind of thing. And you're wanting to avoid that. So you're literally just shutting yourself down. But what's coming up, because I can feel it, it's like all this stuff is coming up and it's getting stuck in your throat because you're not expressing your truth. So again, I would say like the answer I gave the caller earlier, choose differently. How do you really choose to express your truth? Do you choose to express it from a place of you're wrong and I'm right? And then that also gets into power struggle. I mean, and it keeps everything stuck. Or how are you choosing to move forward? Are you choosing to move forward? I know I'm probably sounding like a broken record here because I'm saying this, but are you choosing to move forward from, what if you just let go of I'm right and you're wrong? Or if you go in, if you say to somebody else, well, if you're right, then that makes sense, because you get stuck in that paradigm and everybody is just, you're stuck in shame and wrong and such. But what if you choose to, there's a lot going on in the world and you can choose to focus on that. But there's also, when you can kind of take a break and step out of the human consciousness and realize that, look at the environmental reset that's happening. Like what if this is what the environment needed in order to keep going? What if this is waking people up to, you know what, I'm no longer willing to settle and just keep doing the same thing. Like there's got to be something more. I'm ready to I'm ready to publish my book. I've waited long enough. Like I'm ready to take action. What if you look beyond just what's happening right now and said, what if there's something greater here? Like I said on Saturday night here, 4/4, there was a worldwide global meditation. I mean, the Schumann spike was up to 76. That was crazy. I mean, and that's the power of that one may not have happened if what's going on now hadn't made it necessary. And that's going to shift a lot of things. So focus on, let yourself really focus on the beauty and move forward from that place, and let yourself express your truth from that place.
So Anne, hopefully that helps. Did that answer your question? Yes. All right. So I'm going to assume that's.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
And did you want? Yeah, it's okay. But she said, yes, you're right. Good.
Okay.
Awesome. Did you want to say anything else, Anne? You want me to unmute you? 1 second. Hello, go ahead. You can speak.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Right. Yes, you're right. I do work with spirit. I've been working as a medium for 30 years now, and but this has only been 10 years through it, right? And I want to get my book out there. I want to do things and send the love to people. I'm a healer. I'm a Reiki master teacher, so I've got a lot of potential that I'm setting my goals for.
Good for you.
I feel this block and it's no blocking my spiritual work, because I do platform, I run a sanctuary as well, for mediumship and teaching the mediumship, and I don't feel that the blockage, but I feel there's something that's blocking my throat, and it could be that at one time that I was frightened to speak out, and now I feel I can do it. Does that make sense?
You said at one time you were frightened to speak out?
Yes, because I was sexually abused with my grandpa as a child, and I blocked it out, and Spirit kept sending me people that was getting abused for me to help them, and it brought it all back to me, and when this happened, it woke me up about it. Now that was about 20 years ago that happened. I kept getting people coming back to me, and they were getting abused, and I was having nightmares about my childhood. So I have had to clear a lot from that. Obviously, my grandpa's in spirit now, and I was so frightened to go in deeper because of it. I do trance healing now. I do trance work. So I'm not frightened anymore, but what I feel is that I've not been allowed to speak. My grandpa, I remember my grandpa saying to me, he put a knife to my throat, and he said he would kill me if I told. Could that be?
Yeah.
Could that be that this is blocking?
I'm actually not getting that those words are blocking you. What I'm getting is a lot of grief. Like you've talked about it, you processed it, but you haven't.
Yes. I've talked about
honored yourself, and really, you're still seeing the little girl within you as weak and powerless, and because she went through that. And so my suggestion is to reframe the little girl within you as weak and powerless and helpless, as to, oh my gosh, look at the courage she had, that little girl within you that you beat, that look at how much courage she has. Maybe her physical strength wasn't able to, stop what happened, but the courage she had to continue to say, yes, this is happening, but you know what? I know life gets better. We're going to make it through this. We're going to walk this path together and create something great. So reframe, it's like, when they talk about the story and you hear about the story, you can't just let go of the story, because that's your life. Those are your experiences, but you can give them a new meaning. You can reframe that. In other words, that happened. However, that happened. What if that happened? But for you to really see how courageous you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how brilliant you are, how outstanding you are, how much you're capable of. Because the fact that you've gone through that, and you survived. You not only survived that, you thrived that, and you're thrive from that, and you're supporting others. Shows that little girl is so full of courage and amazingness, and I just felt the little girl within you just light up and become so happy. She's like, finally, somebody has seen the truth of who I am. I'm not weak and powerless. I never was. I'm amazing, and I'm courageous, and I'm brilliant, and I'm powerful, and now the whole world knows. That's what I just felt the little girl within you say.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Good.
It helped me a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad you noticed that, Joy, and
I'm glad you brought her on live, because at the end there, and when we did just transform that for the little girl, it was like, I just felt the whole energy shift. It's like this light is through the whole. I don't know if anybody else can feel that, but it's like everything just lightened up. It's like a turning on a light switch.
Exactly. No, I love it. So I know we've done lots of questions and clearings and all that wonderful stuff, and I know we were supposed to do a a group process today.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have
time?
Do we have
We
time?
can do it. You got a few minutes, yeah? Okay, so let's see. Everybody just take a deep breath. Okay, the first thing that's coming in is grief. So we're going to honor that grief and witness the grief. And the grief is, it's like as a collective, we're saying, I really, really, really want to believe in this world and that everything's going to be beautiful and there is beauty in the world, but, and so then, you know, and there's lots of opportunities now, attention gets reverted to what's going on. So when it does, what if that is actually a call for love and a call for peace? And what if all those that are in fear are actually, they're asking to be loved? And so rather than judging the situation or being irritated at being, you know, taken back down into fear, you went, okay, that's their process. You can send them, you know, because I work well off visuals, I'll visualize a love puff, you know, puffs of love going out to them, little hearts of love. And then again, well, shift my focus to the beauty in the world, the birds that are feeling free to come out and sing, and animals that are feeling free to come out, how, you know, the earth is resetting itself. There you go, there. And there, I just felt the grief release. And now what's coming in is maybe it is possible. So we're bringing in, we're going to ask Source to bring in that possibility and the what if it is possible? What if something greater is possible? What if it is possible for us all to get together and raise the consciousness and the vibration of humanity? What if it is possible for the love and the light and the gratitude of all the light workers on this planet to change the course, the direction we're heading in, and to create more beauty? What if it is possible for us to exist in a 5D planet and earth in existence? Let's allow the possibility. And as we allow possibility, it's almost like there's a collective sigh there. There you go. Just let go of the grief. Let go of any rage or anger, anxiety. There's some anxiety coming in about what's next. So this is where we're going to bring in, we're going to ask Source to fill us full of trust. And trust that everything is always working out, your highest and greatest interest. Highest and greatest interest of all involved. And now is your opportunity to see, to witness, to feel something greater. Now is your opportunity to choose to step into something greater and to feel that, to feel the happiness, the gratitude, the love, to feel and be willing to experience the opportunities. Allow that. There you go. Just allow the expansion. And release any need to, whether it's this experience or anything else, it's be right and, you know, dump your beliefs on others. Or if somebody's willing, they'll either let you or ask. There you go. And let's just let go of any need to be stuck in the right and wrong. Any ways in which you need to connect to others through fear, let's go ahead and just let that go. There you go. We all have a need for connection, so choose to connect through happiness, all the ways you're afraid that you won't be able to find anybody to connect to through happiness or gratitude or appreciation. There you go, just let that go. And now we're going to ask Source to bring in, if you're willing, love. Pure divine love. Just allow love to soften the anger, judgment, fear, anxiety, And if you're not comfortable with the word love, then choose appreciation or gratitude or fun or whatever you choose, something high vibration. And let's just soften up, just soften the fear. And let's soften the dynamic of right and wrong and all the ways you use that dynamic to feel a sense of belonging. Any ways in which you use that right and wrong dynamic in order to connect to others or to revisit the comfort zone, the familiar emotions that you grew up with. Let's go ahead and release that. There you go. There you go. There's some happiness coming in. So let that happiness awaken within you. You might even feel it bubbling up. These are like rainbow colored happiness bubbles. You might be feeling it, and if not, that's okay as well. Your experience is unique to you. There you go. There, and there's some fun and laughter, and this is the inner child, and the inner child feels the little girl, the little boy. Just takes a deep breath in, feels relaxed and peaceful, at ease. So together, we're going to merge the adult and the child so that you feel whole and complete, grounded, strong, empowered, happy, loved. There you go. Let's create some harmony. Create that harmonious connection so that you feel connected to yourself, connected to all of humanity, connected to the beauty of humanity. And while we're doing this, let's give a great big thank you to all those that are on the front lines, whether or not you're in agreement with what's going on. There are still people who are on the front lines that are keeping the economy and things going. So let's bless them with our gratitude, our appreciation. Say thank you. There you go. And as you say thank you, you are blessed. There you go. Feel the ease and the calm and the lightness and the peace circulate within you. Just allow that peaceful, calm feeling to circulate within you. And as it circulates within you, that radiates from you, and you share that calm and peacefulness with others. There you go. Just let yourself release if you choose to, if you're ready to. Let the tension release. There you go. Good. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There you go, my friend. Namaste. You can stay in this or you can open your eyes. It's your choice. You gotta kind of wake up for a minute there, huh?
Exactly. It's like, oh, yes, I need to wake up a little bit.
I have to engage again.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, cannot talk. Tara says, thank you, Joy, and all very healing and powerful. Awesome. Vicky says, awesome. Good. Destiny said, oh, that was so nice. Kathleen says, thank you, Joy. Amazing releasing. Tara said,
Thank
you
you,
are amazing.
everybody.
That was a yawning festival. Yeah, I was yawning too, Odile. I was yawning through the whole thing too. Yeah, for sure. Barb says, thank you, dynamic duo. Thank you, Barb. Smiley says, I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much, yawning. Yep. So yawning is just energy moving, right? Energy clearing, releasing. So that's great, you know?
Absolutely.
In my perception anyways, because I was doing it too. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you. So Joy, is there anything else that you would like to share with us? Any other words of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
be kind to yourself. Choose kindness. If you're not sure what to do or what to say, choose kindness. It just makes it really simple. And it just simplifies everything down to one point. When you're not sure or you're getting triggered, choose kindness for yourself and others. And it just makes it really simple.
Yeah, especially for yourself. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. And I just wanted to say as well, please do take a look at the special offers that are available. Caroline says, teardrops of gratitude. Oh, beautiful.
Thank you, Caroline.
So please do take a look at the special offers. Like I said, package B includes the 20 to 25 minute personalized freedom clearing. Really powerful. I was like blown away. So I was like, wow, amazing. And includes package A, which is like 16 MP3s, 16 recordings, lots of clearing, lots of releasing, lots of transformation possible for you. So what else is possible for you? And yes, what if it is possible? What if it is possible? So thank you so much, everybody, for all of your questions, comments, feedback, for all of your support, for everybody that is here that, so thank you. And thank you again, Joy. This was amazing. Just so brilliant. We'll have to have you back for sure. Just absolutely love that.
Thank you. It was great being on the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everyone, until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye for now.